Letters on break! Now then, you ignorant bunch of capital letters, you're going to be inspected for symmetry. Mirror line. Straight up. Now then, on the command reflect, you put your image over on this side of the mirror line. I want a nice, clean, symmetrical picture. MATHSCORE. Ready. Wait for it. Ready. Flick. And who might you be?
I'm just an image, Sergeant.
And whose image do you think you are?
Aye, Sergeant.
You should be exactly the same distance from the mirror line on your side as A is on his side. Move! That's better. Now then, have you been inspected?
Yes, Sergeant.
And are you symmetrical?
Yes, Sergeant.
Then go and take your image with you. And you too. Yes? Yes? And what have we got here then? A miserable bunch of letters. There's only one of you with any symmetry. You can go. I mean, of course, any symmetry about a vertical axis. Remove that mirror and light up the other way. This time we'll have a horizontal axis. Mirror line. Letters. Ready. Flick. Yes. Yes. And who do you think you are? Our
Yes, Sergeant.
Get those images off the screen. Call yourself a regular letter? Forget it, son. You're nothing but a raw recruit. Report to the Symmetry Squad for retraining. I suppose you think you've got symmetry.
I have, Sergeant. But not mirror symmetry. I've got half-turn symmetry. Luke, I'm going to do a half-turn about that point.
You look just the same.
Exactly. I'm symmetrical. S for symmetry. Half-turn symmetry.
Hello. Usually when people talk about symmetry, they're thinking about mirror symmetry. This A looks the same in the mirror. That's because its left half fits onto its right half. The A has a line of symmetry. And I can reflect the A onto itself. Here's the letter E. Can I reflect the E onto itself? I can, but this time the mirror line is here.
But it doesn't work with S. The mirror S won't fit onto the S that I started with. But what I can do is turn the S round, give it a half turn, and then it fits onto a copy of itself. Here's something else with half-turn symmetry. And now it's your turn. It's quiz time.
Don't say anything until you see the green light.
Here are 3 shapes labelled A, B and C. Only one of them has got half-turn symmetry. When you see the green light, call out its letter. Ready, go. Let's look at shape A first. This shape has got mirror symmetry, but it hasn't got half-turn symmetry. If I give it a half-turn, it doesn't look like it did before, and it won't fit onto a copy of itself. So the answer is not A. And the same goes for shape B. This shape has got mirror symmetry also. But it hasn't got half-turn symmetry. If I give it a half-turn, it won't fit onto a copy of itself. So the answer is not B. How about C? Does it look the same in the mirror? No. This bit is on the left, but it's on the right in the mirror. So shape C does not have mirror symmetry, but it does have half-turn symmetry. If I give it a half-turn, it fits onto a copy of itself. So the answer is shape C.
Try another one. One of these shapes does not have half-turn symmetry. I'll say that again. One of these shapes does not have half-turn symmetry. Which one? Think about it. Ready, go. And the answer is A. Shape C looks the same if I give it a half turn. And so does shape B. But shape A doesn't look the same. So the answer is A. Did you notice something about shape B? It has mirror symmetry this way and this way, and it also has half-turn symmetry.
The end of this lamp fitting has got half-turn symmetry. Thanks to half-turn symmetry, I can fit this bulb in this way or this way. And that's just as well if you're trying to do it in the dark.
This brick fits into place like this, or if I give it a half turn like this, it still fits.
This is a ticket for the London Underground. I'm going to hand it to the ticket inspector. An automatic one. I can put it in the slot this way round or this way.
The machine didn't read what you and I can see. It read a secret invisible magnetic code on the back. So the secret code, which only the machine can read, must look the same upside down.
This playing card has half-turn symmetry. This one doesn't have half-turn symmetry. I wonder how many of the 52 cards in the pack have half-turn symmetry. That's something you could investigate after the programme. And what about the backs of the cards? Are they symmetrical?
This tile has half-turn symmetry, but it also has quarter-turn symmetry. It fits into the same place if I give it 1/4 turn.
This nut and this spanner have even more symmetry. If I give the nut 1/6 of a turn, it gets to the same position as it was before, which makes it easier for me to put the spanner back on in the same position as before.
Have you ever made patterns with one of these? Here's a copy of this one. Now I'll give it 1/5 of a turn. And again, it fits.
Back to mirror symmetry. Pictures like this have an axis of symmetry, a line down the middle. But solid objects can also be symmetrical. Here's a chair like the one used for that scene. And like most chairs, it looks the same in a mirror. So it's got mirror symmetry. But because it's a solid object and not a flat drawing, it doesn't just have an axis of symmetry, it has a plane of symmetry. And in mathematics, a plane just means a flat surface. You can have a horizontal plane, or a vertical plane, or a sloping plane, but it's always flat, never curved. This plane runs down the middle of the chair. If you look at it from here, you can see the plane as a line. Each part of the chair on this side of the plane has its image on this side of the plane at an equal distance, which is why you can make half a chair look like a whole chair by putting the mirror here where the plane of symmetry is.
Some things have more than one plane of symmetry. This solid has two. One here and one here. This means that you can cut it into two matching halves, either like this or like this. Here's something with three planes of symmetry. 1, 2, 3.
Do you know the name for these? Pyramids. They all come to a point at the top. These are rather like the ancient pyramids of Egypt. Can you see what shape the bottom is? It's a square. And how many planes of symmetry has the pyramid got? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
These shapes are called prisms. Each prism has the same shape running right through. This one has a triangle, and this one has a hexagon, 6 sides. Now, a cuboid is a sort of prism with a rectangle running right the way through, but we don't usually call it a prism. So, all these prisms have planes of symmetry running right the way through. Do you remember the one we saw in the film? Suppose you had a prism with, instead of a triangle or a hexagon, you had a circle running right the way through. What would it look like?
Perhaps one of these. They've got even more planes of symmetry. Do you know the mathematical name for these? They're called cylinders. Some are long and thin, and some are short and fat. But they're all called cylinders.
These are a sort of cross between cylinders and pyramids. They come to a point, like pyramids, but if you slice them, you'd see a circle, cones.
And the most symmetrical shape of all, spheres. A sphere looks the same in the mirror, the same however much you turn it. Half-turn symmetry, quarter-turn symmetry. You name it, the sphere's got it. Half-turn symmetry. I'm the right way up, and I'm upside down.
Well, the time now is